When people talk about Lend-Lease trucks today, the first name that comes to mind is the American Studebaker. Some even claim that Soviet drivers were ready to fight each other just to get behind the wheel of an American machine. There's no way to confirm or deny such stories with documents. But one thing is certain. The Studebaker US6 left a remarkably positive impression on Soviet drivers. And to be fair, there were plenty of reasons to love this truck. During World War II, the Allies delivered about 500,000 vehicles to the Soviet Union. Among them were at least 10 different models of trucks. But the most famous and widely used of them all was the Studebaker US6, the true legend of the Lend-Lease program. In total, the USSR received around 152,000 of these vehicles. The company Studebaker Corporation had designed the US6 back in 1940, hoping to win a U.S. Army contract. However, the truck lost the competition to another model, falling short in several technical parameters. It seemed like the US6 was destined to remain a civilian machine until the war began. In 1941, the U.S. government decided to start large-scale production of these trucks for supply to Allied nations. While the Soviet Union was still in the early stages of industrialization, the United States had already entered the age of mass automobile production. In other words, the average Soviet driver simply wasn't accustomed to many of the comforts American drivers took for granted. That's why the advantages of the Studer, as it was affectionately called in the USSR, stood out so dramatically against the backdrop of pre-war Soviet trucks, which, compared to the US6, belonged to an earlier generation. The American truck offered a spacious cab, comfortable controls, excellent off-road capability, and impressive reliability and durability. Drivers especially praised its light steering, something unheard of in Soviet designs at the time. Still, by U.S. standards, the US6 wasn't a top-tier vehicle. It was considered a solid mid-range truck. But the harsh wartime conditions of the Eastern Front proved its worth beyond any doubt. Its only real drawback was its sensitivity to fuel quality, a serious issue in the field. Unlike Soviet trucks, which could run on just about anything that would burn, the Studebaker demanded clean, high-grade gasoline. Try filling it with some improvised fuel mix, and you'd be lucky if it even started.